Hello, everyone. Welcome to your October Feng Shui forecast. Monthly, I share with you these Feng Shui forecasts so you can use time and energy to your advantage to manifest more. Daily, I work with the motivated, the successful, and the inspired to do just that. Use Feng Shui in their space so they can manifest more, so they can enjoy their life's journey on the way to their many destinations. I'm Jeanette Sizikowski, your go-to Feng Shui consultant. Let's get into it. Jumping straight in, October is the water dog month. If you're familiar with Chi Pro Sam, she's a fantastic mentor and colleague of mine, and she does some similar, she has a podcast, she does some similar forecasting. It's what we do and as feng shui consultants. And in her research, she feels that this month we will get a taste of next year. Next year is the wood dragon. The dog and the dragon clash when they meet, and clash just means change. They're also both graveyard animals, which means they resurface, or when they're clashed, they're broken open, and whatever they were burying comes out. She sees this dog dragon as an opening to get a preview of next year. And I already believe her anyway because she's a good friend of mine and, like I said, a wonderful colleague and mentor. But what I think, I agree with her even more, and if I'm looking all over the place, it's because I got notes everywhere. But I have my tongue shoe right here, and 9 is in the center. 9, if you're not familiar with I have my tongue shoe, but it shows the low shoe. Low shoe is similar to an astrology chart where it shows us how the different energies are traveling. And this month, the 9, we're coming into the most auspicious number being 9, is in the center of the chart. Next year, we officially go into period 9. 2024 to 2044 is period 9. And the fact that the 9 is right in the center of the low shoe, and then her theory on the graveyard animals meeting and clashing and knocking it open, I think that we are going to definitely get a glimpse or a taste of what next year could be like. And what I've noticed about these previews, this is important. What I've noticed about these previews, because once a month, every year, there is always a snapshot of what energy will be like the next year. One year it was August. This year, I think it was like February. It's different every month, but you get a snapshot into the next year. It's kind of rare we're seeing it twice. What's important to note is that I feel like everything is crammed into one, but a year is 12 months. So to experience it in 30 days can seem frantic and a little crazy, but it's just giving you the highlights. It's just saying these are going to be the hot topics. These are going to be the quick feelings. These are going to be, it gives you like quick snapshots in a condensed amount of time. So while October might feel, from a global perspective, feel like a lot in one, next year, dragons are very auspicious. Wood dragons are like super intense, and it will be spread out over the 12 months. So it's nothing to worry about or panic about. Actually, the action step this month is super important. So watch all the way to the end, because this is an action step you definitely want to take so that you have the best October. The wood dragon is very auspicious. It's very lucky, and it just might all feel very intense when we get this experience in October. That said, the rabbit and dragon, so we're in a rabbit year. The rabbit and dog are allies. So no matter what everybody is saying, and no matter how much people might freak out or something this month, don't worry about it, because the rabbit and the dog are allies. They're friends. The rabbit is going to say, like, yes, you need to see this forecast. You need to see this glimpse, but everything's going to be okay. That's the rabbit coming in. Also, a little bit more about the water dragon before we get into the feng shui cures and how to use your energy to your advantage. The water dragon, the water dog, I'm sorry, is the most open-minded to new experience of all the dogs. So you have like a metal dog, a wood dog, a water dog, a fire dog. And water dog is the most open-minded. It's that water, it's the fluidity. We have water rabbit happening right now. So it's good. Dogs ultimately, they're a little pessimistic. They don't love change. They're not disciplined. They can sometimes have these temper tantrums. So I think we're going to see a little bit of that temper tantrum. Like, where's the discipline? Where's the educated decisions? But ultimately, we are open to trying new things for the greater good. So a little bit about October. Moving forward, the monthly goal. What is one goal you have for the month of October that if you accomplish it would move you closer to where you want to be at the end of the year? We are coming up on the end of the year. Granted, Chinese New Year is in February and my calendar ends in December. So when I get a new Feng Shui, I haven't looked at when the Chinese New Year exactly is in February, but it usually is more that second week mark. So we have the rest of October to November, November to December, December to January, January to February. This is still Q4. We still have, it's insane how much progress you can make in 3 months. Like, oh my gosh, some of my Feng Shui consultations with people have 30-day, 60-day, 90-day check-ins. You could still fit in a whole Feng Shui revamp in the amount of time that we have left. Where is that vision of who you want to be and where do you want to be at the end of the year on December 31st when you're ringing in the first New Year's that we have? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to look like? What do you want to have accomplished? Let's get to it, okay? Now let's get into the directions not to use this month. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know this looks really scary. If you're somebody who has been doing these all year, first of all, congratulations and welcome. Comment below and tell me, how long have you been doing these? I am so excited to hear everything that's changed for you. But normally this is when I say, here's the one direction that I really don't advise you using this year for any major business decisions or any deep conversations, because usually the energy is really combative. If you're already really tired, it's an energy that can really weigh you down. So at first I know you're like, what the, like, I usually only mention one and we have three, but there's a little bit of caveat here. Mixed opinions. My note is about Heitus and wood and fire. So it's not all of these that you don't have to use. Just listen up and I will explain each one. Quickly, in summary, I follow a handful of other classical feng shui practitioners on Instagram, and they have great advice. They have great feedback. Every now and then I'm a little bit like, that's not my experience, but you know, we each have our way of teaching, sort of. And what I noticed, I'm reading my notes down here so I don't go on a tangent, but what I noticed is that a few of the other practitioners are boasting about the Heitus that are coming up. So that would be in the East and the Southeast. And if you guys are somebody, we're getting a little advanced here, but it's a special energy combination that it's the 8-3 and the 7-2. They're Heitus. And yes, they are good. They are good. They are beneficial. They bring more. 8 and 3 brings more wood. 7 and 2 brings more fire. But I wouldn't advise it. It's going to be good globally. It's going to be good on a large scale. It's good generically speaking, but it is so specific to your house that I think it's a little bit frivolous of them to kind of talk about it. So it is good overall for the world, for the directions. Like Heitus are nice. It is nice. We have the 9 in the center. We have a lot of beautiful combinations. And so that's all really great for the month of October. I think it's going to be a really fun, interesting one. There's going to be some change. There's going to be some shakeup, but it's all good. That said, if you read Heitus and they're great, you don't know if you need that intense of a wood energy. You don't know if you need that intense of fire energy. So honestly, just keep going about your life and living it. But I just felt called to put that out there because I feel like somebody needed to hear that. And if there is a direction that I don't advise you use, it is the Northwest. The Northwest, we have a 5-1 combination, and it can just really induce more anxiety and overthinking. And honestly, that's what I experienced. If you're a personal energy number 8, the Southeast is likely not going to be your friend if that's where you're sleeping. Definitely exercise, drink your water. 5-1 and the combinations in the Southeast and the Northwest both can promote racing thoughts and anxiety and overthinking. And so if you're something you already battle with, then definitely keep watching until I get to the cures. And then a lot of it's just awareness, right? A lot of it's awareness like, okay, this is going to pass. This feels really intense, but it's just October and I'm sleeping in the Southeast. And so I'm going to chill and I'm not going to act on any of these thoughts. Then, oh my gosh, Jeanette, what are you doing with your slides? They're so different. What is an empty page? As I'm sure what all of you guys are saying. So in October, we have 9 in the center, and you guys know I've got mixed opinions about what the center number means. Some people have a very clear, defined center in their house, and they have a living room like right in the center. And so then, yes, you have the 9. And if you have a skylight, you have access to that central number, and that 9 will be right in the middle. And that's great. That's money energy. It's mixing with 4, which is like creativity. It's great for online courses. It's great for writing books. It's great for studying. So if you have a defined center in the center of your home, phenomenal, use it. In this example floor plan, there is no center, right? And there's definitely no skylight. So the 9 is less accessible in this house. Some say that if the number is in the center, it's a general theme for the month, and I do lean towards agreeing with that, and that's why I think with this whole water dog dragon clash and 9 being period, we're officially in period 9 next year. We start pulling in that next year energy. I think it's going to be the general theme, which is this overall auspicious, like good, moving forward, advancing, fast pacedness. And I think that that's really nice. So could all be green, but I left it blank. So overall, with that 9 energy in the center, I think a lot of great things will be in the works. Even if it doesn't feel great at first, it is definitely all happening for you. Now let's look at the directions that have the best energy this month. And we want to, based on your monthly goals, think about your monthly goals, what it is that you need, what kind of help do you need energetically. And we're going to focus on that direction to use a lot this month so that we can magnetize in, and manifest faster. Magnifies. That's an interesting word. So first, let's look at the South. So the South is a great energy if you're looking to work on your relationship. So whether it's personal, professional, romantic, the South is a lovely peach blossom energy. It's also great for learning, studying, creativity. This is overall just this pleasantness of getting along, and there's a little bit of like glitter around you that helps with your relationships and make them smooth. So the South is the place you want to create your dating profile. It's where you want to be swiping on your apps. It's where you want to be drinking your coffee, visualizing about you and your partner in rocking chairs in the future. The South is where you want to put out that use the most if your goals has to do with relationship energy. Again, it can also be like your colleagues if you just want to be getting along with them more. The South is what you want to use. Southwest is 6-1. Southwest is another hey two that we know is always good though, because it is 2 noble stars. So the other ones can go a little bit either way, but the Southwest is very good. This direction is really good if you want to advance in your career, if you have like a government job, if you have like a police, fireman job, it's any job that's like climbing the corporate ladder, it's by the books. If you want to be seen as a leader, if you want to become a leader, if you want to position yourself as a leader, if you are looking to advance in your corporate career, this is the direction to use, and to also gain clarity on what are the next steps so that I can accomplish that. What do I need to do next? Who do I need to know? We have a father energy coming in, and it helps boost that aspect of your life in the Southwest. So that's what you want to use. Then in the Northeast, if your monthly goal has anything to do with money, we have a 3-7. So typically apart, 3 is very difficult, 7 is very difficult, but together they equal 10. So the Northeast, if you are ready to get to work, put your head down. 7 is that voice, using that voice. 3 is like really working, traveling even. In this case, when it's with the 7, it's not so much traveling, but 3 is really like putting in the work. And so together, if your goal has anything to do with money and you are prepared to speak, to communicate what you need, if you are prepared to put your head down and actually do the work, the Northeast is exactly the direction that you want to use. It's a hardworking one. It's not an easy the money falls in, but it is money nonetheless because it equals 10. So this is a good direction to use in the Northeast if that is what your goal needs, is some boost of money energy help. Now let's get into the cures. In the north, we want to add in metal. We have a very intense energy coming in there. And metal, it's an intense earth energy. Adding in 6 metal coins there is what helps calm it. In the northeast, that's that 10 energy, but we still want to put in some fire to give that wood something to do, so there's not too much of a clash. In the east, we want to, and remember, this is fire. The Chinese red envelopes, I have it symbolizing it, but it could be anything red. In the east, we want to put in 3 bamboo because we want to give the metal something to do. I didn't mention this on the Hey2 slides, but the Hey2 here, the reason I'm a little hesitant, like the other people are so excited to tell you about it, but specifically in a home, if you're having any teeth problems, I notoriously see this combination bring teeth issues. So if your front door is facing the east, which now I think about it, mine does. Maybe I need to go to the dentist this month. I notoriously see this bring, like, it could be speaking, but it can also be like dentistry. So if it's also your bedroom or your office, just put in the bamboo to chill out that energy. And if you're having any teeth pain, it's also the month, like if it comes up, it's the month to address it. You don't push it off. In the southeast, go ahead and add in red envelopes. In the south, you want to add in some red envelopes as well. This is going to boost the creativity and the final bits of the 8 energy that we have. That's helpful. In the southwest, you don't need anything. It is smooth, it's nice, it's great energy. In the west, that is where we have that sickness star. So the Wulu is always the most appropriate for that 2 energy in the west. And then in the northwest, we definitely want to add in 6 metal coins, or just metal of any kind in the northwest. The northwest one can be a difficult energy for mental health. So definitely add in some metal there with the intention of I'm happy, healthy, protected, and all is well. And the energy will say, got it, got it. I will not bother you too much. And that awareness of what energy is there helps you have power over it. Now let's wrap it up with the action items for the month. Last month's action step was to recalibrate. Let me know below, how did you recalibrate? Did you clean up? Did you go back and just fix up some things? It was Mercury retrograde, right? So I think recalibrate was to just go back, revisit some old steps that needed to be done the right way that maybe you did the wrong way. So let me know in the comments below, how did you recalibrate? And this month's action step is to focus on you and stay out of the noise. There's going to be a lot of noise, but there's going to be so much great noise. But what do we know about life is that sometimes the most complainy, negative, they're the loudest, right? Don't get involved. Don't get involved. It's not important. It's not worth it. I promise you, you will make 10 times more success steps if you just focus on you and you stay out of the noise, because there's a lot of great energy. While the energy will likely be like fast paced and intense, and I don't love the word intense, it's a good intense. It's going to help us advance quickly in the goals that we have. You can use that to your advantage if you focus on you. But if you get bogged down in everybody else's business, you're just going to like shoot yourself in the foot and you're going to hold your own self back. So your really important action step this month is to focus on you and stay out of the noise. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video just a little bit, like it, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can start using time and energy to your advantage as well with all of these Feng Shui forecasts. And if you subscribe, you get notified of all the other new videos I put out that share Feng Shui and mindset tips. So I'll catch you in the next one.